Between the STC and Jig, the map is going to be played on Whirlwind. And we just got the confirmation that Simon Lacasse is indeed French Canadian.
He's from the North Shore of whatever part of Canada, French Canada is. I guess it's near Montreal. Montreal!
Everyone just keeps telling me how amazing Montreal is and that I have to go there, man. Like,
this might be a little inappropriate, but it seems strange to me that every time someone talks about Montreal, they talk about the strip clubs.
Oh, really?
Have you noticed this?
No. I've just heard about the poutine and all the other lovely things, and they say this is an awesome city with nice people. And unless they were talking about very nice strippers, they are tricking me, man.
I have, on at least 10 different occasions, people have bragged to me about Montreal strip clubs. So
No, I would just love to go there. So shout out to everyone from Canada, of course, because we just had an amazing event there in Toronto.
Yes, indeed.
But also, you know, to all the people who welcome me to Montreal and say that I have to go, and I sincerely hope I can make the trip one day.
If we seem a little groggy or slow or tired, it's because we just got off the plane about 24 hours ago.
Yeah, and they actually, they kept me in the immigration bed. They thought I didn't belong.
They didn't want you to leave. They're like, no, Roddy, stay here with us.
Yeah, instead of looking at the dark side of things, saying that Roddy was not allowed to get into the US, or at least not until second check. It was just Canada didn't want to let Roddy go. I love you too, guys, and I know breakups are hard, but it is time for me to return.
We never really say goodbye.
No, that's true. It's a good song. Anyway, guys, introduction, man. Over here, of course, on the left top side of the map, we got Complexities, the STC, here on Whirlwind, playing in WCS America Season 3 Challenger League. There is still a little bit of money on the line. There are still some WCS points on the line. And above all, of course, you want to finish top 2 in your group, because regardless of what happens to WCS next season, the games will never be meaningless. I was about to say meaningful, but that would be the complete opposite of what I'm trying to say. There's always, you know, it doesn't matter what we do with the system or how Blizzard decides to change it. You want to be as far as possible in the current WCS system, because that's definitely going to benefit you next season. Ain't that right?
Sure is, Kev. And down in the bottom left, the opponent of the STC, we call him J-I-G. That spells Jig. He is the blue Zerg, you see.
What would you do if Jig is actually J-Mac?
I don't know what I would do. But I know that is in fact not the case.
For the people who are unaware of who J-Mac is, J-Mac was once upon a time an upcoming North American Canadian
we had high hopes for J-Mac.
Zerg player as well.
He was going to be the greatest of the French Canadians.
Yep. J-Mac was a very funny guy. He was a very friendly guy. Well, this build order is still very standard so far, so nothing too funky to talk about. Mr. Bitter even brought J-Mac to Southern California to live on Mr. Bitter his cost. Mr. Bitter would just give them a budget. They could buy food. They would have unlimited access to the internet and practice as much as possible. Mr. Bitter even bought J-Mac a gym membership to get a little more sexy, and J-Mac returned that with hitting on Mr. Bitter's girlfriend. All day, every day. Ain't that right, man?
You know, that's okay, Kev. That's okay. She's a pretty girl. Yeah. She deserves to be flirted with.
But unfortunately, Jig is not J-Mac.
Well,
maybe it's fortunate for Jig, because J-Mac didn't make it, and I do believe that Jig can make it.
Yeah, Jig is one of the true rising stars in the North American scene. I hope he sticks with it, because there's a lot of talent here, and who knows? Maybe in 2014, it will be the year of Jig.
I think that 2014 is going to be the year of a lot of people. Like this hashtag year of something is really going to be an annoying thing, I think, the next year. Because everyone's just going to roll with it.
It's going to be the year of Roddy.
No, it's definitely not. Well, you know, it doesn't have to take much to be better than this year. Even though this year definitely had its ups. The ups were pretty high even, and perhaps the biggest up is coming next week, of course, when, you know, Ben and me will be making a presence at BlizzCon as well and casting a few games of StarCraft here and there. That might actually be the highlight of the year. Other than that, Ben, 2013 hasn't really been my year. But at the end of the day, it's still a beautiful life. Casting some StarCraft, going to Toronto, meeting awesome people, eating poutine. It was a good year. I really love poutine. It's like the Dutch version of kapsalon.
You ate so much poutine.
I know.
In Toronto. Every time I saw you, you had fries with gravy.
Four Hellions are about to make their way into the natural expand of Jig, and they actually might be able to get some work done over here.
This seems to be a recurring theme in these games, as the STC is now for the 3rd game in a row snuck Hellions in somewhere.
Gonna need to do a little more than he did so far, though. I really love the way that Jig handled this. Pulled the right amount of drones. Yes, 6 drones did fall. But, you know, when 4 Hellions sacrificed themselves, it's hard not to lose at least, you know, 5, 6 drones.
Yeah.
We can see the production tab now as well. Because of all the larvae that Jig had saved up, 14 additional drones on their way. I love how this game is shaping up for our Canadian Zerg.
Yep, he basically traded 6 drones for 14. That's a good exchange.
2 additional Hellions are making their way across the map. Going to try to do something sneaky as well. The stim pack, very quick stim follow-up timing, by the way, by STC. Pretty much as quick as he could have possibly gotten this with the opening that he went for. It's going to be a little gnarly though, and it's going to be very important that Jig scouts this in time. Ooh, those second drones like that.
A couple more drones getting roasted, but mostly... Oh, gotta be careful! Mostly well handled once more as Jig continues to micro well, minimizing his losses and cleaning up another Hellion run by. Lost, what, 2 more drones there?
Yep, two drones is the exact number. I would really love to see him sacrifice one of... Oh, okay, well this is a pretty big tell. What a massive Overlord, you know, scout to some degree. I mean, he has an Overlord in position, so I do assume that you can call it a scout. Or am I assuming the right thing?
Massive Overlord positioning.
So massive. Man, the fact that you put that Overlord on the whole position
doesn't have any units out.
No.
So in spite of seeing this, he's going to have a hard time reacting to it.
He actually has 0 units out on the map at the moment, and these are 14 Stim Marines and Marauder. I was kind of afraid of this going to hit very hard. He's morphing 6 banelings now at once. I think this hatchery is bound to fall. There's nothing that Jake's going to be able to do about it. If he keeps most of these units alive, it won't be that bad. But it's going to be very hard for Jake to keep his main and his 3rd base alive.
Oh, man.
Okay, well.
Drop getting kind of low, but Jig will...
Queen could maybe snipe that far Overlord.
It's just going to unload up here in the main base where it's going to do a little bit more damage. One of the medevacs does go down. Marine's going to be microed a little bit.
You know, this is not all that bad. He's still on 60 drones. He should definitely rebuild his hatchery ASAP, and he's going to do it right now. 2 additional medevacs going to make their way, but he should have maybe enough units to spread them all out.
Suddenly the STC is just turning it up a notch, Kev. He's everywhere at once, dropping the natural, dropping the 3rd base, forcing Jig to really work. And with no baneling speed and really that wasn't so bad.
But these rough, this is just going to continue. This is like starting Hack playing on Whirlwind against Paul when Hack was just all over the place. There are a lot of queens and a lot of links out on the map now as well.
Behind. Sucks to be him.
Losing the Evolution Chamber does kind of hurt as well. 38 additional links on the map. He's going to go up to 60, 70 links, so I do hope that he's going to be capable of dealing with these 3 drops at this point.
A couple of Marines still left alive at the 3rd base.
I think he forgot about this one. Yeah, he did not. Very well played.
Oh!
Getting even a lot of damage on these medevacts as well.
Blows up some Marines there.
You know, this is still not all that bad for Jake. It really hurts that he lost one of those Evolution Chambers, because if 2-2 would have been on the way, I would have even kind of liked his position. How many queens survived this drop madness? We still have 5 of them on the way. Natural is about to be rebuilt. This Widowmine is still here.
Shoot it down.
He will get it. He's gonna get it.
Queen at the 3rd base could kill it. Where is she? She's not there. She dead. She gone. This is gonna go ahead and unload. And then reload.
First I get dropped out of a medevac and then I get headbutted.
He changed his mind in a hurry. He's like, let me back.
Man, I really love the way that this is, you know, unfolding. I mean, obviously the SC has done a lot of damage, but he also had to do a lot of damage. With his 4th hatchery on the way, if Jig's just able to put his money into a good place.
What?
Well,
there's a Marine here. Abort mission.
It's the man with the golden gun.
Seriously.
1 shot, 1 hatch kill.
With
all these Widow Mines, I'm not sure how I feel about this massive baning attack, man. 23 banings are morphing. Oh my god, this could hurt so much.
Sling's gotta be so careful. A couple of decent Widow Mine connections. This actually hasn't gone so bad thus far. As Widow Mines are gonna, or I'm sorry, Banelings are gonna try to engage into this 3rd base. A couple of good connections from the slow Banelings. They gotta be so careful with these Widow Mines out in force. The STC trying to micro as well as he can. Widow Mines continuing to go off well, and this time all the Zerglings get cleaned up. That means it's just Marines against slow Banelings. But the STC's control, maybe not as good as it could be. Whoa! There's some good connections. And it does get cleaned up. And was it worth it for Jig? I'm not sure.
I don't think it was worth it. I think he sacrificed a lot of potential over there. He might be able to pick up these 2 mules here. That's definitely going to slow down the economy a little bit. Still has a lot of Zerglings active over here as well. Maybe some of the mines can do some friendly fire on either these medevacs or other mines. I actually kind of like this follow-up attack, but he has to be careful, man.
Kills a lot of mines.
Yeah, but he has to really back off now and get some defense going for himself as well. There is a medevac active over here on the left side of the map. I'm loving how this game is playing out now, though. It's very action-packed TVZ here on Whirlwind. Jig, it's about time to just fall back and worry about your defense rather than your offense.
Whirlwind can be a great job there by the Queen picking off the medevac. Whirlwind can be a tough map to defend this kind of drop play on. The STC's been doing good work exploiting that. Jig's been hanging in there okay.
I'm a little bit worried about the upgrades as well, because we have 2-1 upgrades now on the Zerg, you know, which isn't that bad, but 2-2 is about to finish up for Terran, and that's going to make things a little harder.
He really needs to get Baneling speed, man. He's just completely foregone that upgrade, and as a result, we're seeing it's getting to be increasingly difficult for Jig to actually fight this Terran.
Not too many Marines left from the map, only 18. He's going to force a cancel on that 4th command center. He's going to try to kill the orbital, and
how
he
about
does!
that? STC a little bit late to lift.
Oh my god, and a big I won't say big link run by, but in the end we have like 4 links harassing us indeed. But still, a lot of things going Jig's way now. Forcing a cancel on the 4th and picking up the 3rd. It's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually huge because it was 3/4 bases to 3. And now it's 3 bases to 2, and the STC's been set back pretty substantially, so Jig does have an opportunity here.
I would have really loved to see him saturate his base somewhere in between all these links and banelings, though. Just like one big round of drones, whether it's 7 or 8, and he would at least properly saturate that base. He's going to try to take a 4th base. This one Marine is like, last time they dropped me, I forced the cancel immediately. Don't worry, I got this.
Not so lucky this time around. Jig trying to fight here in the middle of the map, but the Marine splitting in the STC a little bit too good. Still no Baneling speed, which honestly, I think if he had it, this might be a more one-sided engagement.
I think he just forgot about it at this point.
We also see him getting +1 flyer attacks, and there's no real apparent economy to go up to mutas. I don't think that's the wisest
I don't think
investment.
he knows how low he is on economy. I think that how he feels like he's a 3-base Zerg, but he's not. He's like 2.5 base Zerg.
Yeah, it's a great point. As we're going to see Jig try to crash into some Widow mines. Those are pretty good connections.
And I'm loving it.
Wow, a great engagement for Jig. So cleans up another one of the STC's armies.
I love what I'm seeing out of here of our Canadian Zerg player, Ben. He's just kind of all over the place. He really needs to get a better economy, though, because he's making 40 additional links. Imagine if that's 20 drones. He would be more than fine. He would be able to survive, and then he would be able to pump out some mutas. He would be able to take that 7 and 8 gas as well.
So careful, Widow Mine is going to blow up on just a couple links. You're right, man. He needs that economy. He needs to stabilize. That said, if he can once more cancel a base, the STC is going to be mined out.
Is the STC actually taking a planetary over here? That's so funny.
He's been forced to do so.
He's like, so
110 supply to 106. Jig trying to make the miracle happen. There's those 10 drones you've been asking for. A little bit late, though. Ling's going to try to engage on these Marines. Widow Mine connections are actually excellent.
Very good. Oh, this is not good at all for Jig. He lost so much there.
Forced that planetary to cancel, but he's going to have to back off once more. And he just doesn't have the money he needs, Kev. He keeps throwing cash into upgrades that he's not really using. Finally, Baneling speed. But I mean, he's got the one. He's +1 flyer is done for his mutas. He's not made a single muta. He's now getting burrow, which is a great upgrade, by the way. But
okay, he's getting 8 additional drones. That's going to bring him up to 70, while he's basically a 3-base Zerg now because he mined out his main. That is kind of the economy that he needs. But now he's dropping the infestation pit as well. Come on, just make a bunch of mutas if you feel like you want them. I don't think this is the game which you're going to win with Ultra List, but you're either going to die before or win before, if that makes any sense.
Drop at that 4th expansion is going to be tough for Jig to deal with. He cannot lose this hatchery. It's so important that he keeps it alive. Zerglings do show up.
Yes, he's very active with his forces in the middle of the map as well, though. He's cleaning out a little bit of creep. 30 additional links on the way. I do feel that Jig has been doing a reasonable job in injecting, even though, you know, he has a lot of energy on those queens. This has been a very action-packed game, but he still has a lot of life to spend all day, every day, so he's definitely been doing something right.
5 queens for 4 hatcheries. He's going to get some energy build up. I don't know if this is the right number of lings. Oh, looks like it will be as they continue to trickle in. So this drop will be denied once more, but another prong to the aggression shows up.
Game.
The STC knows the importance of denying this base. Baneling's going to waddle in, and will they? Yes, they will connect in a big way. Great connection there for Jig.
And his Spore Crawler doing his job as well, picking up another medevac over here at the 3rd base. Man, Jig is just all over the place now, and I feel finally, Ben, Like just throw down one spine crawl over here, take a 7 and 8 gash, and then be able to pump out a lot of miras. There's not a single missile turret out on the map, as far as I know.
The thing is, Kev, the STC now has a 3rd base, and will soon have a 4th base, and the Widow Mines are just excellent, connecting with oh god, that's...
Jig is so attack happy. He just wants to finish the game the entire time.
He's having a hard time being cost effective. He's a little bit more invested in this game than
he still is working off one evolution chamber as well. He's going up to Hive now. Come on, just start that 2nd armor upgrade. If you're making this many links and banelings, you might as well.
I think the STC's economy's just gotten out of control, man. He's now got 2 new bases. He's dropping mules from...
the Mula's going to fly into the main. They're going to be able to slow him down quite a bit. There's not a single missile turret anywhere. I definitely think that Jig has something that he can work with. Even though he's down in supply. Okay, now SC is just pulling everything. He's just saying, YOLO swag 420, this is Halloween evening. We're going to go out with pumpkins and a bang.
Yep, he's going to push on this bottom expansion. It will get denied. He's going to push through the center of the map as well, and it'll be tough for Jig to deal with that.
I think he's going to have to bring home the mutas.
Yep, mutas in the main base have been repelled by just a small number of Marines. And look at this big push materializing at the front door of Jig.
I still think Jig can clean this up, certainly when they find a creep. I mean, it's 55 Marines.
The issue isn't can he clean it up. The issue is can he clean it up and then build another army.
Well, it definitely sucks that his 4th base got picked off. Medevacs flying in, a lot of drones.
Yep.
I love how SC is active with 2 armies in the middle of the map.
Yeah, he's doing great work here with these drops. He's going to cancel another hatchery. Yes, these banelings will finish, but they're not going to connect with anything. And look at the Widow Mine spread in the middle of the map for the STC. They are just everywhere. How in the world do you engage this? Oh no! Oh, the Zergling's trying to surround these Marines. The Marines are just going to dance into Widow Mines. And a very cost-effective trade for the STC once more.
Upgrade. 3-3 against 2-1.
Oh my goodness, that last Widow Mine was huge. And I think that is going to spell the end for Jig. The STC looks like he is poised to take this one. 170 supply over 110. Still being active with his drop in the bottom half of the map. Banelings will show up and clean it up, but the 2nd wave is right behind it.
The upgrades just got out of control for the SSC. With 3-3 Marines, he can trade so cost effectively. He can just stand there, pick off all these banelings before they even get in range. Gonna be able to march on here at the 3rd base as well. GG is called. The SSC wins a fantastic game here on Whirlwind. Definitely not flawless play from either side, but it didn't make it any less entertaining. I sincerely enjoyed this game. I thought it was really fun.